Hello everybody and welcome back to another Marvel Crisis Protocol custom character creation video. This one's coming in a little late. This is actually the one that was supposed to go up last Friday, so I do apologize. We broke in schedule a tiny bit. Just had a lot of stuff going on with school and life things. But we are hopefully getting back on track this week. I'm going to have another one coming out later this week for our theme for March, but this is the last one for February, so our final DC character for the time being. And I put a lot of thought into who I wanted to do for this one, because I knew the first three instantly, and the fourth one I was kind of like, I don't really know. So I ended up landing on Doomsday, because I had some kind of cool ideas on what I think we could do with him. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into designing Doomsday. And I'm realizing this didn't resize properly, so I should probably do that. There we go. Doomsday is looking a lot more properly sized in the card window here. Alrighty, so starting out with his base stats, I'm going to be leaning towards probably like a 5 or 6 threat. From the things that I've thought about wanting to do for this character, we're probably going to end up being 6. So we're going to put it there for now, but we'll kind of revisit that at the end. For defensive stats, he basically seemed like he was incredibly bulky on all sides, Mystic probably being the weaker of the group. So I'm thinking something along the lines of 4-4-3, and yeah, he's just going to be a really bulky lad, because that's kind of going to be what we're going for here. I'm basically, my idea for this is, what if Hulk was durability focused rather than kind of control and attrition focused like he currently is. So yeah, we're going to be basically making him just a model that will refuse to die, be incredibly annoying for your opponent to take down. His actual output will obviously still be good. He's going to be a very high threat character, but his main role is going to kind of be that I'm going to sit here and you are not going to take me off the board sort of piece. So I mean, he'll make it a good objective holder, I guess. So going into stamina, I am going to be only giving him one side of the card. I think this is the first time we've done this. But yeah, we're going to do a Hulk card, and I'm going to give him 15 stamina because he's going to be harder to damage than Hulk is immediately out the gate with just having 4 on both physical and energy. I think it just makes sense. We're going to give him 4-4 and then 3. I'm half tempted even to do like 5-4-3 or something like that, but I think we're probably going to end up giving him some other pieces of defensive tech, so we'll leave it there for now. As far as size is concerned, he's definitely a big guy, but he's actually not usually apparently depicted as like Hulk or larger size. I was kind of expecting him to be bigger, but according to his wiki page, he's only 7 feet tall. So, I mean, still definitely a big dude, so I think he's going to land over at size 3. But yeah, I was expecting size 4 for this, and that is not the case. He's also supposed to be super fast, and of course this guy's probably going to be on a large base when I get a good 3D print for him. So I think we're going to just make him a medium mover there, and that'll help him keep up with a ton of other different characters relatively quickly. They talk about how like his speed can potentially rival that of like the Flash or Superman, so in theory I could make him a long mover, but we're not going to do that because that probably would be just way too good. So yeah, we're going to have him be a medium move, and that will be our basic stat line. Alright, so now it's time to start looking at attacks for Doomsday. We're going to be giving him at least 2, and they're probably going to be relatively straightforward. Doomsday is a very kind of single focus sort of character. He really just wants to murder things, so we're going to kind of just be making that his whole shtick. Now, he is going to have the ability to throw and push things around, but I don't think I'm going to put those on his attacks because I don't want him to be what if Hulk was bulkier, because that kind of just makes him better than Hulk, and Hulk's already really good, so, you know, balance. So instead, we're just going to be giving him kind of a very standard array of just some high damaging things. Then maybe we'll have some like conditions or something thrown out there. So being a 6 threat, we've got a kind of standard 4-7 dice physical builders. So this will of course be a builder. It's going to gain power based on the damage he deals, and we're probably going to give him like a wild poison or something like that on here as well, because that just kind of makes sense. Like he can poison things. Apparently he can even poison Kryptonians, and I think I didn't make Superman immune to that, so that works great. So yeah, we're going to give him that. It's not going to be anything too fancy. It's just going to be punch things good. Alrighty, with his basic builder out of the way, very straightforward there, we're going to move on to his spender, which I think we're just going to simply call Doomsday, because, I mean, it's kind of fitting. So we're going to make this, I'm thinking, something a little bit further range, probably range 3. We're going to pump it up to 10 dice, because why the heck not, and we're going to make this cost him, I'm going to lean towards 4 power. I was kind of thinking 3, but I'm going to lean towards 4. He's got our 7 dice builder, so we don't want to make it too crazy here. And this is going to do a couple things. The first thing I want this to have is a wild throw, because yeah, he will have some control in his attack kit here. I just think that makes sense. It's extra damage. That's kind of what he's looking for. And then, so we're going to do that. It's going to be a wild throw. we're going to have it do an auto poison because that just kind of works. And then the last thing I want it to do, and I want the timing to be the throw before, and then after the attack, place within one. So he's going to kind of leap over to the character that he's just attacked. And I think that's probably enough. That seems like it's probably fine. He's basically going to jump on in there and just be like, kablam, I'm in your face, I've thrown you into your teammates, or into a building, or whatever. And I've thrown a poison condition as well, which probably won't matter that much, because they're probably going to go down soon, but, you know, that's kind of the idea. Alrighty, so we've got the Doomsday here. It's got that wild throw before damage any direction. It's got the after the attack is resolved, target character gains the poison and bleed special conditions. I decided to add in bleed there because I thought it's kind of fitting. I mean, he's super spiky. I'm also thinking I might give him like a crit bleed on his builder here too, just to make it, you know, slightly more interesting. So we're gonna do that here as well, and just kind of be like, hey, he's gonna have a crit bleed on the builder and a wild poison, and then on the spender he's just gonna give them both out. And then after the attack is resolved, he will also place himself within one. So I'm going to go ahead and add that crit bleed, and we'll jump right back. So looking at these attacks here, I'm also realizing like he's covered in like claws and spiky things, and it feels kind of wrong not to have a pierce on one of these attacks, and I'm honestly not sure which one. I think if we put it on the builder, we're potentially running into problems with it being too strong, but on the same token, a Hulk has a wild push, and Immortal Hulk has a wild throw, and those are both arguably better than a wild pierce. It really depends whether you're going for damage or control, but they're both really, really good effects. So I think it might be okay to put it on the builder, and then maybe we trade that out for the bleed. Alternatively, we just put it on the spender, and the spender hits like a truck, which is kind of the intention. So yeah, maybe we just go that way. Alrighty, and the updated Doomsday attack has a critical pierce. This thing's gonna hit like a truck, but that's kind of the intention, and I'm definitely glad I made it 4 power now. Alrighty, so going into actual superpowers, well, there's a couple things I know I want to give him right out the gate. So the first one of that is going to be a terrain throw, because, I mean, yeah, he should probably be able to throw terrain. I'm going to make this size 4, and I think I'm going to make it a medium, just because, I mean, it's not a character throw, so I don't think there's any harm in making it a long distance. I'm half tempted to make it long, but we kind of all saw how that worked out with Thor 2, so we're going to stick with medium for now and see how that goes. Alrighty, so we've given him the experimental strength superpower. I made this only cost 2, and we are going to be giving him extra power generation, so he will be able to use this turn 1, but I think that's probably fine. The ability to double walk and throw a terrain feature turn 1 is mostly fine in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's where we're at with this. The next thing I'm going to give him, and for fear of making this guy even more like Thor 2, who I previously mentioned with this terrain throw, I want to give him a pounce. I was thinking a Gamma Leap, but then I was like, no, he's too similar to Hulk that way, so I'm going to give him a pounce. I think that makes him a little bit more interesting and kind of fits with the character really, really well. Basically everything he wants to do is for aggression. So yeah, we're going to give him that. I think we're going to make it cost 3, just because being a size 3 and I'm giving him 1 extra power means he probably shouldn't have the ability to pounce turn 1. I mean, I don't actually hate him having the ability to get a punch in turn 1, but we're going to make it cost 3 and see how that feels. So yeah, we're going to do that, and we'll jump right back in. Alrighty, so there we've given him the bound superpower, so he's going to be throwing himself small and doesn't take damage if he collides with things, and yeah, this gives him some mobility and even more damage, and yeah, this is a lot of sources of damage, so I'm kind of realizing I need to tone him back in some way, so I think we're going to do his innate superpower next here. This is going to be a passive that's going to include his extra power that he's going to be gaining, but I think I'm also going to include, because Doomsday is like a creature of pure rage, even though he can like kind of think tactically in battle and stuff, he's not exactly a bigger picture kind of character. So I think I'm going to deny him objective play, and I think that could potentially be really interesting. Maybe not secure play, but extract play. So like he cannot carry objectives. I think that'll make him slightly more interesting. You're going to have to make a little bit more choices with him on sort of which scenarios you're bringing and things like that. And yeah, I think that serves as like a reasonable downside to some of the output that he has here. Alrighty, so now we've given him the single-minded rage during the power phase. He's going to gain 1 additional power, and additionally, he cannot interact with or hold objective tokens. And yeah, I think that works really nicely. He won't be very good on pay-to-flips either, but he can still contest for secures because, I mean, he is there and he is big and stompy, so it kind of makes sense. He's still going to be able to be like, this is mine, but he's not actually going to be wasting time picking up civilians or, you know, trying to hack into consoles or anything like that. That doesn't really seem like his style. So yeah, we've got the the single-minded rage all set up now. So one other thing I want to give him, and this won't necessarily be his last thing, although it is going to be going at the bottom of his card, is I just want to give him healing factor. I mean, it kind of makes a lot of sense with what he is all about, and I'm going to give him healing factor 3, because I want this character to be a very, like, if you want to take him down, you need to commit. So healing factor 3 is going to kind of make it so, like, trying to chip away at him in the early game just isn't a good idea. You need to actually put things into him to try and take him down, and from there, I think we got to give him some form of extra defensive tech, and I'm not sure what form that's going to take. I am considering damage reduction. That seems like it might be too good. Not 100% sure, so I'm going to think on this one for a second. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a superpower that's going to be basically his whole, like, evolution thing. So self-evolution, I think is what they call it, and basically the idea behind this is it's going to be a reactive superpower. Maybe it'll be a passive. I'm not 100% sure. But basically, when he gets hit by an attack type, he's going to have a token that'll either be physical, energy, or mystic. And once he gets hit by an attack type, he's going to gain the token of that type, and if he already had one, he'll lose the other one. And then whenever he gets attacked on that side, he's going to get 2 extra dice for it, is kind of what I'm thinking. If that makes any sense. I'm going to word it out and hopefully it'll make more sense then. But basically, if you try to attack him with the same damage type multiple times in a row, it's going to be harder to do so. And yeah, that's kind of the idea. So I think I'm actually just going to make this a passive. He doesn't have to pay any power for this. And it's just going to kind of be a piece of defensive tech that sits on him and says, yeah, your entire team's physical. I guess I have 6 physical defense now. And that's just going to make him really, really obnoxious to take down combined with the healing factor, but still very doable if you want to commit to him. Alrighty, so here we have the self-evolution superpower, and I think I worded this cleanly enough, but it's definitely one of those messier ones where there's probably a better way to do this, but I don't know, it gets the idea across. So basically, after an attack against this character is resolved, if he has any evolved tokens, he's going to lose them. If the attack was energy, he's going to gain a if the attack was physical, he's going to gain a physical evolved token. If the attack was energy, he's going to gain an energy evolved token. And if the attack was mystic, he's going to gain a mystic evolved token. So we can only ever one at a time, because as soon as the attack's resolved, he's going to lose a token. Then he's going to gain one of the corresponding type. And then when this character is attacked with an attack type matching an evolved token on its card, this character adds 2 dice to its defense roll. And he doesn't get to start the game with one, so your first attack into him will theoretically be your best if you have, say, an all-physical team or something like that. So yeah, this character is definitely going to have problems against characters that can flip their damage types very regularly. Characters like, I don't know, your Psylocks, your Rogues, your Shang-Chi's, all going to be really, really good into him. But characters that are very kind of single attack type focused are going to struggle into him most likely, and yeah, I think that'll be interesting for him. So yeah, between that and healing factor, I think he's going to be really obnoxious to take down, and he's definitely gonna be a model where it's like, yeah, I'm going to plink some damage onto him to try and kill him later. No, that's not going to work out, because he's going to have that healing factor come in and heal him back up. With only having 15 stamina, I am a little worried about him just getting, like, chunked down maybe too easily against those characters that do have the ability to switch out their attack type more often. Yeah, overall, I think he's probably fine. He definitely is going to be a weird one for balance purposes. I'll be really curious to see what he actually plays like when we get around to doing the DC battle. But I mean, we're very much out of room on the card, so I think we're basically wrapped up for Mr. Doomsday here. And yeah, I am pretty excited about him. I think he came out as a really, I don't want to say interesting, because he is very kind of straightforward, but I think I got what I was kind of going for with him. He's going to be one of those models that you don't want to punch unless you have to. Because he can't hold objective tokens too, you really don't have to most of the time. And he's just going to walk around punching things real good, and that's kind of his main role. He's going to be a great attrition piece, and hopefully work pretty well under something like Lex Luthor's leadership, so I'm really, really excited to see how that's going to play out once we get these guys on the table. We are going to need a 3rd DC month for that, though, because we do not have enough characters for either the heroes or the villains to kind of make proper coherent teams. So I think the next time DC wins the poll, we're going to be doing kind of like a half and half. We'll do like 2 more heroes, 2 more villains. We'll see if we're feeling like we have enough there. That'll be 6 characters per side. Not sure, we might need 1 more month after that of DC characters before we can get there. And of course, I'm going to have to get models for all of these as well, so that's going to be a thing too. But yeah, definitely excited about the way these guys are turning out. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys think Doomsday is all right here? Do you think I made him too strong, too weak? Definitely let me know what you guys think. And if there's parts of his kind of power set that I didn't include here that you guys think would have been really, really cool, definitely let me know about that as well. I'm not a massive or DC Comics guy. Like I read a handful of them, but I don't know Doomsday all that well. So if I miss some stuff here that's really, really important to the character, definitely let me know so that if I ever get around to maybe making a second version or making some edits to him in the future, I can do him better justice. But I hopefully did all right for this one here. I do like the way he came out, and I think I got the theme I was going for at the very least, so hopefully that's the theme that you guys were expecting. But yeah, that is going to do it for this custom character video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, please do drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Helps me out a bunch. Lets me know you guys are enjoying the stuff we are throwing out here. And also, if you want to see more custom character content, we are doing the extended Pokemon series, the entire 151, as a members-only series on the channel. So if you're interested in becoming a member, it's only $1 a month and gives you access to those videos as they go. Currently, I think there's only 4, maybe 5 of the members-only ones up at time of recording, but we're doing those weekly as well. So if you're interested in that, they are available. But that's going to do it for this one. So until next time, have a great day, everybody. Peace.